everybody. I'm recording this in the afternoon of the 6th, but you'll be watching it on the 7th, so I guess to start, happy birthday, Blue Jay. Happy birthday, Blue Jay.
Hi, thank you.
Today has been a kind of frustrating day. We woke up and went to get breakfast, and there was like a crazy storm, like that, and then pouring rain so much that at the little cafe we were eating at, you couldn't hear the person across from you talking. Like, Blue Jay and I just ate breakfast in silence because the noise of the rain was so loud and so intense, which was actually kind of cool. But my breakfast was very good. I had this, they cut a papaya in half, and they filled it with like fruit and yogurt and coconut, and I had some cheesy scrambled eggs and a little piece of pound cake. It was really good. And the reason I'm telling you about it instead of showing you the video that I took of my breakfast is because after shooting a bunch of the storm, after shooting the breakfast, after recording 2 separate little talkie bits, talking about the book I'm reading and what I was up to and all this other stuff, after all that, Blue Jay and I shot a bunch of photos for her Patreon, but there's only so much room on a memory card, right? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna back up all of the videos from my memory card onto my laptop. You can see where this story is going. And I backed it all up, and then we shot the rest of the footage, shot the rest of the video, shot the rest of the photos, did all that crap. I went back to my computer, and guess what? Surprise, surprise. All my little vloggy bits were gone. So I've been feeling really frustrated, and I know that it's like not a big deal. I know that it's fine, and that I'm gonna publish this video, and that everybody will be fine with it. But I think about the care and the effort that I put into the little clips that I made this morning, and it irks me, you know. Like I consider myself to be a pretty well-adjusted human being for the most part, in the sense that like bad stuff happens to everybody, but I have an okay handle on dealing with it when it does, right? But just sometimes disappointment and the frustration that comes from disappointment can be overwhelming. It can be a lot. So I'm trying not to let it take me from here, vacation fun time Adam, down here to annoyed work time Adam. And I'm having varying degrees of success with it. And I know, again, it's nothing. I know that it's just one vlog out of 31, but it's the principle of the thing. It's the fact that I cared about it. I made something I was proud of, or I was gonna be proud of, and now I don't get to share it. Now it's just nothing. It's gone. And the thing that I keep thinking about is that, in a day or a week or a month, I'm not gonna care. It's not gonna bother me. It bothers me now. Now I'm frustrated, and I'm trying to like get through it and let go of it, but I'm sure it'll be fine soon. It's really nothing. But, everybody has these things happen. You have a hard drive fail on you, and you lose whatever. You have a save game corrupt, and your hours of playthrough time are lost. I mean, it's one of these things. Nothing, especially digital ephemera, is permanent. Everything just comes and goes, and so I have to kind of remember that. And also, hell, like, I'm on vacation, so just let it go, Adam. Just let it go. I'm trying. It's hard not to feel like this is kind of like a makeup vlog, where I'm like, well, I want you to understand what I've been up to, and I want to share these fun things with you, but now I just have to tell you instead of showing you, and I hate that. So instead, I guess, I don't know, we'll just try to talk about something else, I have been having some time to read, which has been good. It's been nice. Today was, for the most part, pretty bad weather-wise. And when I say bad, I just mean, like, if you go outside, you will become soaked. So we stayed inside most of the day, and I read a bunch of my book. It is extremely weird. I forgot how weird the Illuminatus trilogy is. Like, it'll go from pages and pages of sort of random pseudo-fictional conspiracy theory bullshit to like a 2-page like erotic fanfic kind of moment about the characters, and then it'll get all absurd again, and it'll introduce characters without explaining who they are. It's a very strange novel. and I'm enjoying it, but I'm having a hard time kind of keeping the threads together, which is okay. I usually take my time with books, especially longer books, to really understand them. If you've ever watched me stream, you know that I have a very bad short-term memory. That once I can commit stuff to memory, like rules from a role-playing game or details about a fictional universe, that stuff will stick forever. But short-term memory wise, it's so hard. I will get lost very easily unless I've done something several times or I've had that information repeated to me. It just goes in one ear out the other, and it's like I never learned it in the first place. So with this book, I'm like, who is this character? What is this guy doing? What's happening again? How do these two know each other? And it's tricky if I don't read for a long time. If I abandon a book, I have to go back and start it over rather than being able to just pick it up midway and have my brain be like, oh yeah, you remember all this stuff. You've read this already. So it's nice having a bunch of time all at once to read so I can really dive into it. And I know that even though I can't remember half the characters' names now, by the time I get, another 30% in, it'll start to click. And to be honest, with a book like this, it's meant to be a little disarming, I think, and a little bit like to sort of throw you off. It's a book about the Illuminati and about conspiracies, and it's fiction, but it draws on real life, and I think it's meant to be a little bit disorienting. So in that case, Robert Anton Wilson, you're doing great. Your book is very confusing. Maybe you're dead. If I'm speaking to you beyond the grave, your book is weird. Please don't haunt me. The worst kind of ghosts are ghosts of authors. I took my other camera out, not my vlogging camera, but my other one, my little X Pro. I took that out today a little bit, and it's been really fun using it as just kind of like a snapshot camera. It's a Fuji X Pro 3, and I only own one lens for it. It's a 35mm f2, which is a pretty good kind of standard lens. And I've just been shooting stuff and kind of not really editing it at all, like letting the camera's JPEG processing do the thing, and then just posting it on Twitter. And it's interesting with these kinds of photos because most of the time when I take pictures, I will take them home and I'll upload them all into Lightroom and I'll edit them all and process them all, and I'll slowly release them onto Instagram over time, and I'll put them into a big backup folder on Google Photos in case I need them later. But this feels so much more transitory. The way I'm using this camera is kind of like a step between my phone camera and this camera, my big, serious professional camera. So that's been kind of cool, though it does increase my likelihood of camera paralysis, where I'm like, which of these do I take with me? I only have two, and I've been leaving my phone at the Airbnb and bringing out one of my two cameras, and yeah, it's nice. So in a way, having my vlog go ass up was beneficial because it forced me to leave the vlogging camera at home for a bit and take the other one out, because I was worried I wasn't going to. So if you want to see those photos, any of my kind of random snapshots, I've been posting them here and there over on Twitter. So yeah, taking photos, reading books today. Blue Jay and I are just kind of hanging out, killing some time before we go get a massage, and then we're gonna get some dinner. I watched Lilo and Stitch last night, because of course it was that or Moana, right? We watched it last night, and it's way better than I remember, and I don't know why I remember it being kind of like not good, but watching it again, it was really cute. I really like it. I forgot that it was all sci-fi and not just like a little girl and her weird pet. I completely forgot all the sci-fi stuff. So going back and watching it, I watched that first section where they kind of explain what the deal is with the characters and the prologue, and it is so Disney's Nebula Jazz. Like, I mean, obviously it came out in 2002, so like maybe I was surreptitiously kind of accidentally stealing stuff from there, but like it's got a giant shark man, it's got a bunch of like lazy animal alien designs, right? Like I did this a ton of times in Nebula Jazz where I was like, yeah, the alien, it's a space penguin, or it's a pink wombat. Alien design is difficult. So yeah, watching that last night was really fun. It made me miss playing Nebula Jazz with all those folks, and it made me really excited about Jesse and Bikeman and Pocket and Anna and Sam all getting together to play Edge of Eternity, which I think is starting soon, like next week. So that's cool. It's fun having more roleplay shows. Fun seeing more people getting into doing the GMing thing. I'm gonna definitely watch that if I can, if I'm around for the premiere. I'll definitely be catching the VODs. And yeah, it just got me kind of like excited about that and about playing with those guys, and it's nice. It's nice to be able to think back on Nebula Jazz or Swan Song or Mirror Shades and think like this was a show we completed, right? We did 2 seasons of Nebula Jazz. We got to an ending and we were like, that's it. There's a clean break. Because, you know, very little is more frustrating than having to kind of terminate a narrative before it's over. And I know a lot of people kind of had that feedback about Roll20 Presents when we did Tomb, or when we took on Mad Mage as campaigns. There's just no way to complete the whole thing. They're very long. They're meant to take you, you know, months and months and months and months to finish, and we didn't have time to do that as a show. But when people say to me like, oh, I don't watch Roll20 Presents anymore because they didn't finish Tomb of Annihilation, I get it. Like, I actually get it. I'm not mad at you. But like for me, it's also hard, right? And I'm sure there are so many of you right now who are experienced role players, experienced GMs or DMs, and you're watching this and you're thinking like, yeah, that happens to me all the time, right? Scheduling kills role playing games. I feel you. It's rough. So it's something that's been on my mind, you know, ever since we started Swan Song. It's like beginnings are easy. Maintaining attention through a middle piece, whether it's audience attention or player attention, that's hard. And ending something well is... I have so much more respect for the difficulty and challenge of people that do long-running TV shows. Because coming up with a satisfying ending for any narrative is difficult. You gotta tie up all the threads, decide what to leave unfinished. I can see why Sopranos ended the way that it did. So, yeah, just thinking about that. I'm excited to get back and, you know, get to work on kind of continuing on with the next arc of season 2 of Far Verona. I like to think of the shows that I'm running as like projects, and it's nice to finish a project. You know, you want to appreciate it while you're in it, but you get to a point where you're like, yeah, you know, it'll be nice to finish this. I think about that about Court of Swords all the time, where the characters are going to hit level 20, and I'm going to have that conversation with them, and we're going to have to talk about what do we want this to look like coming into the end? How long is the final act of Court of Swords? And since everybody is almost level 16, that's starting to kind of come true now. I think that the characters, if I had to sort of look forward, I think the characters they're going to likely end up in the Court of Coins, unless 10 Pillars just gets like eaten by a Tarrasque or something. But they're likely to end up in the Court of Coins. They're going to do some politicking. Ramus is going to start building his church, and we're going to start the whole tear down society arc. It's an ambitious thing, right? When Dan says to me like, yeah, I want to start a new religion, I'm like, but Dan, religions in real life take like upwards of hundreds of years. Best you're going to get, Dan, is Scientology. Or like Mormonism. If you're lucky, you're going to get Court of Swords Mormonism. There is room, I think, for Dan's character to be a Charlemagne or what was the name of that Gaul king that became a Christian? Vercingetorix? The other one? The one that chopped everybody's heads off? I can't remember. Anyway, there's historical precedent for it, but like... these things move slow. So we may get to a point with that show where we just kind of say, okay, the seeds are planted, roll credits, and then if we ever do another Court of Swords set show, it could be like 100 years later and harmony has settled into the land and that kind of thing. But that's the freedom you have with a role-playing game, and the kind of ultimate conflict is you don't know what's going to happen. You got to plan for what might happen, and you got to roll with the punches. You got to play to find out what happens. So I guess we'll see. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately. But we're running out of time. I gotta go and get ready. I don't want to make us late for the massage, which I now, at the end of what has been, I would say like an 85% frustrating, 15% excellent day, I would like to move that 15% up. And I think that going and getting someone to professionally rub me should be... I'm gonna go. Thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy birthday, Blue Jay. Thanks for watching the vlog. That's it. I'm done rambling. Goodbye.